Hello and welcome to Post Perspective TV. We're doing another NAB season edition because we couldn't be in Vegas again this year, but we're still rolling along and we're very happy to have joining us John Bach of Puget Systems. Good morning, John.
Hello, good morning.
Thanks for joining us. Just had a few quick questions for you this morning. We'll pretend we're on the show floor. For the first one, in particular, because I know there would be visuals if we were there.
Mm.
But I know that Puget was planning on showing a high-end content creation system, and if you could just sort of walk folks through that, that would be great.
Yeah, I mean, it's always interesting when we decide what to show at events like this would be, because it's always changing, and I think that's kind of what makes it exciting for us. So what we do is we test all the different user workflows, which are very diverse, and we test all the hardware and we marry them together into what the most ideal, highest performance hardware is for each workflow. And so at events like this, we kind of have to just choose one because it's an example workflow. And so in this case, we would be showing an AMD Threadripper system, very high performance system for post-production work, visual effects, virtual production type work. That's a lot of people are doing these days. But the point really is, this is an example of a system we can put together. It's very capable. It's very expensive because, it's a showpiece right at the show floor. But the point is, we want to talk to you. Come to us, have a conversation. Let's talk about your workflow, and the system that might be best for one particular end user probably isn't going to be this exact computer. It's going to be a variation on this computer that's designed just for that particular workflow.
Great. And as we all make our way through this pandemic, and hopefully we are making our way through, I know you guys turned to your users to help you develop some content and to get some messaging out. Can you talk about what you're doing there, what might be coming up, and most importantly, probably why you decided to take that route?
Yeah, it's been a year of a change for a lot of people, but it's brought up some really good results for us. So in the absence of physical shows that we could go to, we were hungry and looking for other ways that we could engage with the user communities. Partially to engage in business, but frankly, these events are where we go to learn. Is where we go to talk to people, see what they're doing, what's important to them, what new creative workflows are emerging, because we need that information in order to properly go back and design the best computers for those workflows. So by engaging with communities directly via our live streams, we satisfy that need to talk to people, get interactive with people that we would do at these events normally. But then it serves multiple purposes as well. Something that we've always been very passionate about has been to take the knowledge that we gain in all this testing that we do, or like conversations we have with AMD and Intel and NVIDIA, to get that information out into the world. And the live stream is one way that we can do that, and even more effectively do that because we can be interactive with the audience. We can take questions and we can be responsive. And so that's what we've been doing. And half of our live streams are our internal team talking, sharing information that we've gathered internally. And then the other half of our streams that we get really excited about, that's taking people that are actually in the work, that are doing post-production work, that are doing visual effects, bringing them onto the stream and having a conversation with them. What's important, doing that learning, but doing that learning in front of everyone, so that we
Right.
can all benefit. It's been a lot of fun. Something that we've seen in the last decade has been, we call it the democratization of hardware. It used to be you had to be like Pixar with a big rendering farm to do really cool things. Well, now you just need a AMD Threadripper computer. You need a computer that is a very capable, and it means that these younger, aspiring, just starting out artists are doing really amazing work. And so we like to use our live stream as a way to bring those people front and center, lower the barrier to entry, and showcase the cool work that these people that are really turning into trendsetters are doing for the industry.
Great. And if people wanted to know what you had coming up, where would they be able to get information on that?
Yeah, the best place would be to go to our website, pugetsystems.com, And then under the publications section, there should be a recent news. And that's where we always publish our upcoming live stream. So we have Nikki Sun is somebody that's joining us next week. So next Wednesday, and I think even Thursday, we're going to be doing quite a bit of marathon of streaming coming up. So stay tuned for that.
Okay, great. And those dates next Wednesday would be October, for when folks might see this.
Yeah, let's see. That would be October 20th and 20. Actually, the live stream is on the 20th. We're doing some video shooting on the 21st, but the live stream is on the 20th.
Great, but the content is available after the fact on your.
Oh,
website.
yes.
Okay.
Everything is available for consumption afterwards.
Perfect. So everybody can see it. All good there. And let's talk trends a little bit. Are there any trends in post-production that you've been following? And if so, how have you guys been addressing them?
Yeah, well, we've been following ever since lockdowns began. We really clued into virtual production, virtual sets, remote work, knowing that that was going to be a big deal for work coming up. And that's changed quite a bit of both the end user workflows, but also the hardware that's ideal, that powers all of that. So virtual sets in like Unreal Engine, more like game development, marrying to post-production work coming together. So we've been teaching ourselves a lot about that over the last year, and then getting out that right hardware out to people. So that's our big focus. Virtual production by and far is where we're putting our time and energy. And we're even like in our live streams, we've been focusing on.
Okay, great. And before we wrap up today, we would be remiss if we didn't talk about the elephant in the room, the pandemic. So just in general, how have you guys been making your way through? Has it forced you to adapt in any good ways? And of course, the biggest elephant attached, or maybe the baby elephant with the big elephant, I don't even know at this point. But the supply chain, we should talk about that as well.
Yeah, well, the supply chain is a complete and utter disaster, but we've been we've been getting through though. So we've had a couple challenges we've had to work through over the last year. One was increase in demand. We were not ready for that. We thought, when I went back to like last February 2020, I thought everything's just going to slow down. We'll go into lockdown for a month or so, and then we'll come back. But our business has just exploded, double, triple the throughput that we've been asked to do by our customers. And so that was challenging to hire and ramp up and train all through COVID and social distancing and whatnot. So it took us a little while to do that, but we have conquered that. We have climbed that mountain. So we are now capable of keeping up with the demand that is being asked of us. And now supply chain is our primary obstacle. And so I'm sure everyone has heard lots of things about how terrible it is. And most of those things are probably true. It's taking us 20 to 30x the cost of before to get a container over from overseas. It's taking double, triple the time. So now it's taking 6 weeks for us to get something from overseas over here. Thankfully, we're in a really good position for that. And I think that's part of the reason why we've grown so much in the last year. I've always operated the company on a debt-free mindset. So we have cash reserves that we can throw at this, and we can say, hey, okay, if it's going to take us 6 weeks to get product, I need to hold 3 months of supply right out here in our warehouse so that we can weather that type of storm. And so we have inventory. We're planning months ahead. We're having to be really careful with our crystal ball when it comes to what hardware is coming up in the next year, what software changes are coming up in the next year, so that we're inventorying the right things, because we have to be planning for 6 months from now. But we're in pretty decent shape. Hasn't been easy, and there are definitely challenges, but we're getting our feet under us, and that feels good.
Okay. Well, congratulations. I know it's been a tough thing for everyone to navigate. But these challenges that are coming up now, just when you should be getting your feet under you already, I know have been particularly daunting. Anything else, John, that you think folks who would be visiting you at NAB might need to know about what you've got going on?
No, I think the biggest thing to share is whether or not you're looking to purchase a workstation or server, we can still be of help to you. We are very passionate about being transparent with the knowledge that we contain. So all of the testing we do, all of our internal knowledge, we publish freely to the world. So go check it out. There's endless amounts of articles. If you have a question of what is the best hardware for a particular workflow, we have an answer for that. And we likely have dozens of articles that you can pour over. So have at it. It's all free, free for consumption.
Okay, great. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Crossing fingers that in April, we'll be doing this together in Las Vegas. And in the meantime, thanks very much for joining us today.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
And thanks all of you for watching. That's us saying goodbye from Post Perspective TV.